Yo, yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So I got a comment on one of my videos from someone named Trex Glitch, I think. And it was, to the video I did about like red pill stuff and all that. And I wanted to read this comment, and I wanted to talk about this. Now, what I want to say is this might be, I'm not sure if it is, but this might be the last video I even touch on this. Now, the reason why I even touched on a lot of these in the first place is because I'm like watching all these videos from the red pills and the MGTOWs and the incels and all this other stuff. And, I'm watching this and I'm just like shaking my head. I'm like, my God, this is crazy out here. Right? And the thing is, the stuff that the guys who subscribe to the red pill stuff, the MGTOW stuff, well, not too much. The incels a whole, I feel like a whole nother thing. But, the MGTOW, red pill stuff, but also I want to include the incel people. There are certain things that they say that are valid. I'm not saying it's false. There is some real shit that they're talking about. My thing, though, is that what happens is that it's a lot of it is very extreme. It's very black and white, and the world doesn't work that way. You understand? There's so many different, complexities that go into different things. And now the reason why I said, this might be the last one I do, because it's like, the reason why I was even talking about a lot of these things is because not to convert anyone who's MGTOW or red pill or whatever it is. I'm like, do what you do. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to get you to stop being MGTOW, because I've heard people like, oh, you just don't want people to be MGTOW or this or that. And I'm like, my dude, do what you want. You're a grown-ass man. Do what you want. I don't care. My thing is for people who are confused. And so I'd have emails from guys that would say, hey, but, I was watching this MGTOW video and they said this, and I was watching this red pill video and they said women do this and all that. So I'm trying to bring a little clarity to those folks. So this is why I even do these type of videos. So that people talking about, oh, Mr. Locario, you're threatened by the red pills and the MGTOWs. And I'm like, really? Like, no. Like, what are you talking about? Threatened by what? They're like, oh, well, if everyone goes MGTOW, then your business is gonna, dude. Do you know that I have a lot of subscribers and people who buy my shit who are actually MGTOW? You know what I'm saying? So, but so that's a whole nother story. But anyway, so this comment here I'm gonna read. It says, red pill philosophy stems from facts, statistics, experiences. It's not subjective, it's objective. Women can care less about game, swag, especially when you're good looking. The first thing a woman looks in a guy is his looks. Men are more honest to acknowledge that looks is an aspect of attraction, while women are more dishonest about looks. When you're good looking, you'll feel confident about yourself. When you're ugly, you'll feel ugly about yourself. MGTOW is reality, not feelings. If she perceives you as unattractive, no amount of excessive utilization of game will make her panties wet. But I get it. It's about what's popular. Thanks to PC culture, women are more shallow than men, not vice versa. Once a guy is socially attractive, he can get any woman regardless of his criminal history, credit. Why do women cater to model-looking dudes? No homo, because the model guy captivates and stimulates a girl's hormones. The average ugly guy receives crumbs and leftovers. Red pillers see reality for what it is. Women judge men based on his looks, not character, not morals, not values. This is why single motherhood is prevalent, because these women were convinced that the pretty boy is father material because he made love with her in bed. Red pillers are not men who never attracted females. Red pill men are men who observe and analyze female nature. Women despise MGTOW because MGTOW is about freedom. Blue pillars love being submissive and subject to appease women. MGTOWs, red pillars actually want to change the affairs between men and women, but women don't want change because change takes away their power, their manipulation. All right, so there's a lot of stuff in here. So let's unpack this. Let's unpack this real quick. So he said red pill philosophy stems from facts, statistics, and experiences, and it's not subjective, it's objective. Okay? Now, I'm going to call bullshit on that. So if we're talking about the red pill and it being like the truth, this is the reality of the situation, right? So what happens is you have certain guys that'll say, oh, women, they only want guys for their money and their looks. So what about all the guys who are broke, who's fucking a whole bunch of chicks? What about the guys who don't look that good, that's able to get women? Do you see what I'm saying, where it's not as black and white, because everything you're saying can be disproven, not just, here and there, but on a grand scale. You see what I'm saying? Because the funny part about the whole looks thing, is that, and I talked about this a million times, I'm probably going to talk about it to the day I die with this whole look shit, is that, the looks is subjective. But I'm going to talk about that in a second, but what I want to stay on is the experiences. He said, red pill philosophy stems from facts, statistics, and experiences. First of all, what facts are we talking about here? Because I'm just talking about strictly relationships. Because of course, there's the whole thing of red pill. They talk about other stuff. I'm talking about just relationships between men and women, male and female dynamics and relationships and all this other stuff. What facts are we talking about here? Is it so? It's a fact that women only want a guy because he's good looking. Is that what we're saying? So let's get back on the looks thing. When we're talking about this, and the reason why it's subjective is because based off of the girl who's looking at whatever guy she's looking at, and if she likes his look, she likes his look. So if there's two guys in a room and a girl is looking at one guy and she likes the way he looks, does that mean that the other guy is automatically ugly or unattractive physically because she's not into his look? So you're trying to tell me if, let's say, someone like, like a Idris Elba type of dude, and let's say like a fucking, Seth Rogen type of nigga, right? Both these dudes is in a room, right? Let's say you got 20 girls in there. And now let's say 8 or 10 of them likes the Idris Elba dude, or they like his look, and the other 8 or 10 likes the Seth Rogen guy. Now there's so many different reasons as to why those chicks will like those two different types of dudes. First of all, race. Some girls may like the Seth Rogen guy just off the strength that he's white and not like the Idris Elba guy because he's black, and vice versa. Some women might like the Idris Elba guy because he's black and not like the Seth Rogen guy because he's white. So while you're saying that, women care about a guy's looks, you are correct, but it's not just about looks. You see what I'm saying? Because it's subjective. See, I think part of this is my fault because, I've always been like on that looks don't matter shit. But see, what dudes don't understand is me saying looks don't matter does not mean looks won't matter. See, I thought dudes are smart enough to understand that, but obviously I guess they're not. So I got to break it down like I'm talking to a 2-year-old. Saying looks don't matter does not mean looks won't matter. So that means, and I'll use another example. It's like me saying it doesn't matter if you have a college degree to get a good job, which is true. But me saying you don't need a college degree to get a good job does not mean that having a college degree won't make you get a good job. They're both right. I don't understand why people can't see this. I do not understand why people can't understand that simple thing. So that means that a girl will look at a guy, think he looks good, and be into him. And also, a girl could look at a guy, not be physically attracted to him, and because he has game, she will want him. Do you guys understand this? All right. So now he says women care less about game, swag, especially when you're good looking. False again. Talked about this before. A chick could think you're physically attractive and not be attracted to you. Because you can be insecure. You could be a cornball. You could not know how to talk to women. You can say and do things that turn her off. So just because she thinks you look good doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to care about you, that she's going to be into you. You said the first thing a woman looks in a guy is his looks. No, the first thing a woman sees is his looks. That does not mean that's the first thing that's going to make a woman like a guy. See, you got to understand something. A woman could say a guy is attractive. Doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to be attracted to him. You understand? So she can see a guy that looks good, but not necessarily be attracted to that guy who looks good. Because that guy who looks good may not be her type. You understand? I even said this before, like even you know, when you flip it around to guys do this shit all the time. Like, you have a certain type that you like. You might see a girl and think she looks good, but that's not necessarily your type. You'll probably still hit it because you're like, whatever, I'm gonna smash anything, right? But for example, I said before, like Zoe Saldana and Ciara, to me, they look good, but they are not my type. They would not be my first choice. I would give them like one try and that's it. You understand what I'm saying? But like a chick like Amber Rose or Bria Miles, that's my type. That's what I'm attracted to. So Zoe Saldana is attractive. I'm not attracted to her. Do you understand? Anyway. So he said men are more honest about acknowledging that looks is as an aspect of attractive, while women are more dishonest about looks. No, women will say that, hey, I like this guy because he's cute, or I think this guy is attractive or physically attractive, or he looks sexy, or whatever it is they want to say. They'll do that. They're saying that. What I'm trying to get you guys to understand is that is not the end all be all. You understand? Because there's so many other things that go into why a woman would be into a certain guy. You understand? Then it says, when you're looking good, you feel confident about yourself. That's not true, because there's some guys who are good looking who aren't confident about themselves. So when you're ugly, you'll feel ugly about yourself. That's not true. There's guys who think they're ugly and still have confidence. But, dudes ain't going to understand that. So MGTOW's reality, not feelings. I would say it's a mixture of both. I'd say it's a mixture of both. Because a lot of MGTOW dudes are all up in their feelings about reality. And some of the stuff that they're saying is reality isn't actually the whole reality. See, that's the problem with the MGTOWs and the red pillars. They'll tell you part of what's going on, or just strictly from their perspective. And this is why I don't actually say MGTOWs and red pillars are false or 100% false, because part of what they're saying is true. But guess what? Part of what I'm saying is true. So what that means is, yes, you're going to have some girls who are going to be into a guy but just because of his looks. But then you're going to have some girls who are going to be into a guy no matter what he looks like. You understand? You're going to have some guys some women into a guy who has money. Then you're going to be into some women are going to be into guys who don't have any money. You understand? Some girls are going to be into a guy because of his status. Some girls don't give a fuck about all of that shit. But again, dudes be looking at the shit as black and white. He said if she perceives you as unattractive, no amount of excessive utilization of game will make her panties wet. See, now that's we got to talk about what do we mean by attractive. Because a lot of times when dudes talk about attractive, they're only talking about looks. Attractive when it comes to women is a combination of things. This is why a woman can see a guy, think he's physically attractive and not be attracted to him because of his behavior. You see what I'm saying? So thanks to PC culture, women are more shallow than men, not vice versa. I'd say both are shallow. Once a guy is socially attractive, he can get any woman regardless of a criminal history. Credits, no. See, you gotta understand that there's different types of guys who attract different types of women. There's different types of women that like different types of dudes. So you can't just have this whole black and white. Well, if a guy's like this, then all women are gonna want to fuck with him. And if a guy's like that, then no woman's gonna. That's again that whole black and white thinking with the shit. It's ridiculous. Then you say, why do women cater to model-looking dudes? No homo, because the model guy captivates and stimulates a girl's hormones. Women aren't catering to model-looking guys. Women, they will, if they're going to cater to anyone, it's whoever they're attracted to. And just because a guy is a model-looking guy doesn't mean she's going to be attracted to him or cater to him. Because some women, they'll see a model-looking guy and be intimidated by him. Some women aren't into no model-looking dude. They like rough and rugged-looking motherfuckers. Again, there's all these variations. But, guys don't want to talk about that. You said the average ugly guy receives crumbs and leftovers. Well, yeah, if he internalizes that and he's not up on his game. So red pill see reality for what it is. Women judge men based on his looks, not character, not morals, not values. My God, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So you trying to tell me that a woman gets with a guy, stays with him, has a long-term relationship with him, marries him, all this other shit because she thinks he's cute? Really? Really? So, you said women judge men based off looks, not character, not morals, not values. So what are they judging the guy on? Seriously, think about it this way. If you just put yourself in the shoes of a woman for a second. You're a chick. You're on Tinder, OkCupid, Bumble, whatever the fuck it is. You get hit up by thousands of guys. You're outside in the street. A whole bunch of dudes are trying to holler at you. Right? You don't have a problem getting a good-looking guy. Women don't have problems getting good-looking guys. I don't understand what guys don't understand about this. The fact that women don't have problems getting good-looking guys, why would it be a criteria or of that importance that he be good-looking? Do you understand? She can get a good-looking guy. That's not a problem for women. There is no problem with women getting good-looking guys. Right? So she'll pick a guy who she thinks is good looking to her, and that varies across all these different women, which makes it vary to all these different guys, which negates the whole it's all about looks thing, because every guy has a look. But again, you have to have some critical thinking skills to understand that shit. But it's not just, oh, well, he has to be good looking because he can be good looking, and then this dude is a fucking, some bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? Or she doesn't like fucking connect with this motherfucker. She can't talk to him. He doesn't know what the fuck he's saying. He doesn't know what he's doing. And then she's not feeling him. See, I think you guys underestimate the power of how, women feel these type of dudes. You understand what I'm saying? How feelings basically, is the thing that gets women to the point where they're feeling a guy real heavy, where they're obsessed with a dude. Y'all forget all about the feelings. The looks aren't just going to inspire those feelings. You understand? Now, where was I on this shit? You said this is why single motherhood is prevalent, because these women were convinced that the pretty boy is father material because he made love with her in bed. Okay, red pillers are not men who never attract females. Red pill men are men who observe and analyze female nature. But do you, though? Right? Because what I keep hearing about this, when red pillars are analyzing female nature, they're talking about, the hypergamy and women are always going to trade up and yada, yada, yada. But what about the women who aren't trading up? What about the women who are obsessed with the fucking broke nigga down the block? You understand what I'm saying? Like, how come you're never talking about that? How come you're never talking about the girls who get, all caught up in players and Max and guys who know how to spit game? You're not talking about that. Because to them, that's bullshit, because all women care about is the hypergamy and the looks and all the other shit. You see what I'm saying? You're just talking about one side of the story. Oh, man. So you said women despise MGTOW because MGTOW is about freedom. Blue pillars love being submissive and subject to appease women. MGTOW, red pillars actually want to change the affairs between men and women, but women don't want to change because change takes away their power, their manipulation. Well, see, this is the thing. A lot of the change that these so-called dudes want to happens usually when a woman is presented or interacting with a guy who's masculine. Because, see, this is the thing. A lot of the dudes that, let's say, for example, a lot of the MGTOW guys, the stuff that they're complaining about, the guys who are getting shit popping with women aren't really complaining about that stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they'll critique women behavior and say, oh, yeah, chicks be on that shit, but they don't sit there and, like, it's not an issue for guys who's getting it going. So there's nothing necessarily you can do to change female nature. You have to understand that the way that nature is how it's supposed to be. You just have to understand what you're doing in the situation. Because a lot of time, truth be told, the reason why certain guys get certain situations happening with women or certain experiences is because they are the type of guy, for example, who's insecure, who feels they need to like lie and bullshit and say a whole bunch of shit, you know, when it comes to dealing with women. They're not a guy who stands on his own two and he's a man and he's just being who he is so that a woman could follow him. So since he's not that guy and he's that other dude, he's going to get a certain type of treatment. That certain type of treatment becomes your experience. And then you think that experience is the entire truth. And this is where a lot of the red pills and MGTOWs and all that other stuff get it twisted. Because again, like I said, I'm not saying that some of the stuff they're saying isn't true. I'm saying that they're not telling the whole truth. And if we're going to be honest here, if you really want to be on some red pill shit, tell the whole truth. Now, before you turn off this video, I want you to do 3 quick things. 1, I want you to click the link below to send me a question. If you have a question on dating and relationships, I'll make a video about it. 2, I want you to click the link under that to get my free audio program, Undeniable Game, which teaches you 7 easy to follow tips on how to really attract beautiful women. And 3, I want you to click the link under that one to go to Bad Boy Membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month.
What's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy to follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.